Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be on how to foil your digi images, so if you're interested, please keep watching. Okay, so this is the Laminator that I'm going to be using, and it's just the cheap WH Smith's one. It has two settings. It has cold and hot, and I've got it set to hot, and I've preheated it just so you guys don't have to wait. It doesn't take too long, but it takes a couple of minutes, and I know when it's ready because the ready LED shows up. Now, I used to have a Mink machine, and there was 5 different heat settings, and I never achieved really good coverage, and I just got frustrated with it, so I sold it. But the Mink machine came with, it kind of looked like a laminating pouch, except for it wasn't affected by heat and it wouldn't seal together. So I knew that I needed some kind of pouch to sandwich my image in, so I decided to create one just with copy paper. And you can see here that I had some transfer from another project. Actually, I might turn that inside out. And this is literally just 2 sheets of copy paper and some printer paper with a bit of washi tape as a hinge. And I'm going to add in my little image, and then you get your foil, and it has to be the right foil, so you put it shiny up, shiny side up. Sometimes it wants to curl if you have got that stuff that comes in the tube, so what I like to do is just put my fingers on it while I lift the flap down, and then I flatten it out just to make sure that it hasn't moved and it's got contact. Usually I put it higher up, actually, I probably should have done that. So I'm going to hold that down, and then this is the sealed edge where I've put the washi tape. Oh, sorry, I moved the camera. And I'm just going to feed that through. Now, depending on what laminator you have, you might have different settings and different amount of times you need to put it through. I find that with the foil that I'm using and my printer and all of my settings, putting it through 3 times seems to give me a pretty much perfect result. And just while that's going through, I thought I would share about colouring. So I have tried this a few times, I think. Not with coloured pencils yet, actually. Oh no, I lie. I did use... Let me just show you, it's easier than trying to explain. So, on this one, let me just grab that before it falls on the floor. It's like watching paint dry. Okay, so let me put that through again. Okay, so while that's going through, this one I had some pretty good results with. Okay, so on here you can see that there's some extra bits on there that I didn't want to get, especially around the heart here. Yeah, that's a better angle. So it looks a little bit grungy, and on these tail feathers, and you can see that's where the neon pink was. And the reason for that is that this isn't an alcohol marker. I think these are water-based. I'm not entirely sure, but they're not alcohol markers. So when I ran the hot foil through, part of the hot foil stuck to the sticky parts of this marker where they were a bit thicker on the paper. So you could potentially like play around and see if you can get some cool grungy effects of that. But I wouldn't recommend using these if you want to get the clean outline image with just your gold or whatever colour you pick foiling. They do a black version of this that looks really cool. It's like a shiny black, which I think would be awesome for outline images. It's kind of subtle but something a bit different. So yeah, these foils work on fabric and paper, and they work with the toner in your laser printer. And the reason for that is the toner is activated with heat, so as is the foil. So the toner is reactivated when you run it through the laminator, and it acts kind of like a glue for this to stick to. Maybe a bit more like ink and embossing powder, if you know what I mean. Toner is the ink and this is the embossing powder, but it's flat and you get a nice smooth finish. And this is my favourite brand. It's an iCraft brand by ThermoWeb. I've just had the best results with this, and I love it. Okay, so enough talking. Here is my peacock, which is my other attempt, and the one that we've just run through. Before I take it out, I'm just going to run my hands over it to make sure it's all stuck down, and I'm gonna do the peel and reveal. This is really satisfying. Oh, and you can see that you have the outline. So if you want to, you can use this as a positive on some white card or coloured card, whatever you fancy, and it can look pretty cool. So there's our foiled little Prudence. How cute is she? So anyway, as I've come on to make you this little hot foil tutorial, I thought I'd finish the card off with you. But if you are not interested in that and you're just here for the hot foiling, then you can go now if you want. Well, you can go whenever you want, but the hot foiling bit's over with. Okay, so I'm thinking that I would quite... Ooh, what have I got on there? Dang it. I wanted to do a birthday card for just an older person, I guess. So I made up this sentiment and I foiled half of it just because I thought it was something a bit different. So I'm going to use these two images together and make a card. I have pre-cut this mixed media background out. It was a Tim Holtz die, and I've backed it with some carpet tape, which is basically double-sided tape from Toolstation, which is way cheaper than buying craft brands. And I'm going to do a glitter inlay technique. And yes, I do have my glitter in a salt and pepper set, which looks like skulls, because why not? And I just thought I'd show you up close that before I did this, I did some edging with my Pro Marker, just to define the shapes a little bit more and make them stand out. Now, I'm not going to have a lot of give in this. So 50 awesome points to everybody who got this far in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can find out when I release new videos. And there are a couple of videos here for your delectation if you so desire.